In our time without a competent use of time nowhere, because our life goes on fast enough and we must try not to waste time, which is typical for most people. While it can be fixed by planning your affairs for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year. In this video we'll talk about how to use a day productively without wasting time. This is necessary because the end of this week may depend on one day and a whole month will depend on the week, and later this can have an impact on our whole life. This is why in our time it is important to use every minute as productively as possible. In other words, it is called time management. There are people who do only 3 things in a day, and there are people who do 10 things. This is the ability to manage your time competently. And people are so ranged that how many people have planned for themselves for the day, so much he implements. Let's say one person has 20 tasks, and the second has only 3 tasks per day. The first person will get up early and immediately start doing his work. The second person will slowly wake up, slowly drink a cup of tea, and slowly begin to do his job. Therefore, it is very important to draw up a competent to-do list for the day, where the least time will be wasted in order to use it in the right direction. There are many ways and methods of time management or making a to-do list. In this video, I won't tell you about all the planning methods because there are countless of them. Some techniques may vary from one person, while others may only work for another. It may be that these methods may contradict each other. That is, you have to find your own planning system. As we already found out, to-do lists help to optimize work throughout the day and allow you to complete as many tasks as you plan for yourself. To-do lists can also help you get rid of laziness. You have a lot of things to do, but when you start working your brain doesn't understand what to grab, what to do, and what is happening, and afterwards you don't want to do anything. This is because the brain needs a specific plan of action. For example, I have a task for the day, edit video. The statement of the problem is too big and incomprehensible, and in order to make it easier for myself to complete the task, I write it down into stages: scenario, voice acting, installation, final assembly, upload videos to YouTube. Such a detailed schedule of one task gives a clear understanding of what to do. Thus, there is no laziness and I don't waste time. I recommend that you describe any important matter in great detail. The more detail you describe your task, the easier it will be for you to complete it. Let's move on to the most important part of this video, namely to one of the methods for scheduling affairs for the day. The essence of this method is that you should have 10 things to do per day. One business is the most important, the next 3 less important and 5 last minor matters. As you have already noticed, this technique is not tied to time, which allows you to use your time flexibly. This way helps you separate more important things from less important ones, thus distribute your energy evenly. The daily routine also plays an important role. I recommend getting up early in the morning to avoid wasting time. I will also give an example of the most effective daily routine. You should get up, drink a glass of water and have breakfast. Then immediately start doing the most important things. Let's call this stage the first working session. It will last 4 hours, after which you take a break for 2 or 3 hours. At this time you can walk on the street, have lunch and go to the gym. It isn't necessary to follow the order. After this break, you finish your important business and can devote you time to self-development, reading a book, taking a training or course. The time of the stage is individual. After that, you will have evening leisure. You can take a walk on the street, go somewhere, and so on. Before bed, you write down a plan for the day, fill out your diary, and calmly go to bed. Perhaps this routine isn't suitable for everyone, but this is normal, because each of us is individual. Most of all, such daily routine is suitable for people who work for themselves. As you all understood, planning is an important part of our life. It all starts small. If you can plan a day, then you can plan your whole life, and vice versa. Time management should be trained in a par with other skills. A businessman differs from an employee in that a businessman can use his time wisely, in contrast to an employee. In my experience, it is best to write a to-do list in the evening, so that you know your task for the day in the morning and begin to complete them. Let's summarize. Making a to-do list will help you to get rid of a bunch of unnecessary things, optimize your time, stay energetic, get rid of laziness, and get a lot of more done. I think that you like this video, so I will ask you to subscribe to this channel, because there will be a lot of educational and motivational content here.